You can do with a slinky.
Well, it's
you can't untangle it.
That's certainly... Oh, God, I got through so many as a
It
child. It was so upsetting.
It is the most... It was the most... You go to the top of the stairs and you look at this, it's... Oh, no! And then that would be it in your toy.
We've given you some stairs. In fact, you can take your stairs and your slinky out and demonstrate.
Well,
there may be young people in the audience...
You're going to love this.
You
can attach...
This is... Look at that!
Yay!
The best thing.
Oh, dear.
I'm literally
pointed it in the wrong direction.
That is brilliant.
Where did you... So he invented this out of... He was a suspension designer, wasn't he?
He was a naval officer. His name was Richard James, and it was in 1940... It's called the Allen effect.
Just...
No. You don't do it like that. You lift the top.
Somebody go and get him a rally top.
How can you not work a slinky? How can you not do that? Yay!
Could you imagine giving this to a child now and going, that's it, that's your gift. Happy Christmas.
Whatever you do, don't attach it to your electric jockstrap.
No.
But he didn't invent it by accident. He was making coil springs and he invented it.
He was an American naval officer, and he literally knocked over a spring, and it went for a walk. And he thought, oh, that's interesting. And so he developed an experiment, and he came up with a slinky. And more than...
Look, to be fair, it was his wife who thought it would make a good toy.
Yes, it's true.
Let us remember that sometimes women get overlooked in these things.
More than 300 million were sold, which is an incredible number.
All to me, because I kept breaking them.
Yeah, I know, because they tangle up. Now, if you'll put them away...
Do you mind if I keep the stairs? Because there's a few shelves in the kitchen that I still...
But what we do have is a very extraordinary effect that happens if you drop a slinky, which is that when you let go of it, the bottom does not move. Watch the film and you'll see what I mean. It's actually really astonishing. It's a very peculiar effect. Watch the bottom of the slinky as it actually happens in very high-speed camera. The bottom is completely still. Isn't that amazing?
Wow.
That is a really bizarre effect. They can't really explain quite why that happens.
Oh, I bet James May could. No, you see, the thing is... Oh, God.
Is there a use for this discovery?
But maybe Jason's idea of crossing it with the Heidelberg electric jockstrap may result in a really quite remarkable experience.
You'll see me on the next series of Dragon's Den.
Yeah.
I have jettisoned wantonly, but it hasn't hit the floor.
It is a great phrase, wantonly to jettison, isn't it? It really is marvellous. Anyway, now we've got more toys to play with, so put the slinky away. I'm going to ask you, basically, this simple question. Why are jerrys better than flimsies?
Jerry?
When we say a jerry, there are jerry cans. Jerry cans.
Yeah.
Jerry cans. And what were jerry cans?
But it's a petrol. It's a thing that was used in the war, wasn't it?
By whom?
Well, presumably by the Germans.
But we eventually used them, but firstly by the Germans. And we had something else called the flimsy. And unfortunately, the flimsy was absolutely cack.
We only won the war by nicking all their ideas.
Yeah. On the left is a jerry can, and there on the right is a flimsy. And General Auchinleck, who was the predecessor of Montgomery in the 8th Army, actually said this about the flimsy. He said, the flimsy in ill-constructed containers for carrying fuel, he said, leaked 30% of its fuel between base and consumer, with huge consequences in lost lives, battles and shipping. So British soldiers basically spent their life trying to steal the jerry can, to the extent the Germans started booby-trapping them because they knew that the British wanted to steal them, because they were the most desirable object. The jerry can, I have 2 of them for you. They are absolutely astonishing, incredible inventions. Basically, they're a single weld, like this. They have this fabulous cap. They have an inner lining, which means they can carry water or petrol. They have this thing opens, what's called a donkey dick comes out. He's nicknamed Donkey Dick. But rather cleverly...
It's been a hell of a show for me, I'll tell you.
But even, I mean, they have this little indentation here. What do you think that does?
Strength.
It strengthens it, but it also,
Presumably
in heat,
allows it to
it allows it to
expand.
expand. And the handles are absolute genius, because if you have two empty ones, you can hold them together using the handles. One here, I'm going to stand up like so.
Standing.
So you simply hold them like that using that. But also, when you're holding it, you hand it to someone else, there's a handle. You simply take it like that. And they are...
Get in the donkey
They
stick
are
out now,
almost
sir.
perfect. You won't be able to, it's really, really stiff.
God. It's amazing. It's a real talent.
So sorry. How do I do it?
I don't know how you do it.
It's amazing.
But it is
I
genuinely
love
one of
it.
the most brilliant designs ever made. It's never
But
been
they
improved.
still lost.
They still did lose. One of the reasons they lost is that by the end of the war, we produced 21 million of the jerry cans. And I will quote President Roosevelt, who said, without these cans, it would have been impossible for our armies to cut their way across France at a lightning pace, which exceeded even the German blitzkrieg of 1940. So basically, we won the war by stealing the Germans' jerry can, because the movement of vehicles, and therefore of petrol, is absolutely essential in war.
So is that where the word flimsies come from, that?
No, flimsy existed as it were.
Oh,
They were
okay.
called flimsies because they were just so shite.
Oh, I see, right.
Were just square metal boxes that rotted and leaked and were useless.
Okay.
And these designs were, I mean, almost every aspect of them was quite... And not only that, they floated, which the British ones didn't do. So the Germans could drop them at sea or on rivers. I mean, they were kind of the iPod of the day. They were just the most perfect design imaginable. Anyway, can you name an everyday object that